MacKenzie, author and illustrator of Eric Makes a Splash. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits that my book has been nominated for the Bookbug Picture Book Prize 2019. The book is about overcoming your worries and fears and about friendships. I'm going to read a bit of the story to you now. I really hope you like it. Eric was a worrier. He worried about noises in the night. He worried about finding spiders in his welly boots. He worried about getting lost in the park. But nothing worried Eric more than trying new things. Luckily, Eric had a brave and kind best friend who loved to help him feel brave too. Flora was fearless, and Eric thought she was just wonderful. On Monday, Flora wanted to splash in muddy puddles, but Eric was worried about getting his boots dirty. "Why don't you pretend you're a piglet rolling in mud, or a hippo having a bath?" suggested Flora. Soon they were sploshing and splashing together. On Tuesday, Eric worried that he wouldn't like the new sandwich filling that his mum had put in his packed lunch. "Why don't you pretend you're a bear, Eric?" said Flora. "Bears love honey, and they are big and strong and very fuzzy-wuzzy. I bet it tastes yummy." Eric wasn't sure, but he had a bite, and Flora was right. Honey was delicious. On Wednesday, Eric worried that the very tall climbing frame was making his knees wobbly. "Why don't you pretend you're a spider on a giant sticky web?" said Flora. "Then you won't fall off." And on Thursday, Eric was worried about the scary dark. "Let's pretend we're owls, Eric," said Flora. "They fly at night all the time." Together they hooted and twit-twooed loudly. But on Friday, something arrived in the post that made Eric very worried indeed. It was an invitation to a swimming party. "Dear Eric, you were invited to Desmond and Raymond's swimming party, 2 p.m. Saturday, Soggy Towel Swimming Pool. See you there. Don't forget your towel." This sent Eric into a worrying whirl. What if his fur got wet? What if water went in his eyes? What if he sank to the bottom of the pool? "Why don't we go shopping and buy you some new swimming trunks?" said Flora. But even Eric's favourite pair didn't make him feel any better. "Ta-da!" said Flora. "Look, a swimming cap with a dinosaur on it. This will keep your fur dry. And how about these goggles?" But Eric still worried until... "Now we're getting somewhere," said Eric with a smile. Finally, they were off to the pool. Splash, splish, splash, splosh! Everyone jumped in, but Eric just sat on the side. "Why don't you pretend you're a dolphin, or a seal, or a shark, or a turtle?" said Flora. "They are all great at swimming." But this time, the idea of pretending to be something else didn't make Eric feel braver. He dipped one toe into the water, then he heard Flora say, "You can do it, Eric!" So he took a very deep, brave breath, and... splash! He was in the water, and he felt very proud of himself, until... Sam slipped in a puddle and knocked Desmond in, who accidentally pushed Raymond. Raymond bounced on Betty, who fell backwards into the boat. Susie went soaring through the air and pop! Everybody went quiet. But something amazing was happening. "Look, Flora!" cried Eric. "I'm swimming! All by myself!" Eric had never felt braver in his life. But Flora didn't answer, because Flora was standing at the top of a very, very, very tall slide, looking very, very, very worried. Luckily, Eric knew just what to do. "Why don't we pretend to be penguins?" he said. "They're very good at sliding." Flora smiled. "You know what, Eric? I think that is a very, very good idea." So after a few very deep, very brave breaths, Flora and Eric held hands, counted to 3, 1, 2, 3, and swoosh, swish, slippy, slidey, splish, splosh, splash. They made it all the way to the bottom together, because best friends are always there when you need them, smiled Eric. I really hope you enjoyed listening to Eric Makes a Splash, and I hope you like reading or listening to the other books on the Bookbug Picture Book Prize shortlist. You might have noticed behind me that there's lots of paper swimming trunks and swimming costumes. I've made some here. Maybe you could have a go at making your own paper swimming trunks with paint and crayon, maybe some string, or you could use fabric or tissue paper and glue. And if you want some other ideas for things you could make or do, there's lots of inspiration on the Scottish Book Trust website. Thanks very much. Bye.